Hello guys, and welcome to part one of our coverage of Shrewsbury Food Festival. We got so many great interviews during the 2 days that we were there that we've had to split this up into two parts, but this is great because we got to meet so many great new people. We saw some old friends of ours, and we had a brilliant time. I'm not going to spend too much time yakking on. I'm going to let you get on and listen to this episode. And I appreciate you listeners coming back. I've had so many positive comments and messages and things over the last couple of weeks. I just want to say a huge thank you for you guys for supporting us. It wouldn't be possible without you. Anyway, enjoy this episode. Peace out. Hello guys, welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. And today we have got a very special episode for you because we are at Shrewsbury Food Festival. We are here for the whole day. We're going to be speaking to a lot of the vendors. I've walked around this morning. It's not open yet. We've got 20 minutes before the gates open. I've seen some familiar faces. I'm looking at Darren from Gin Different right now. He's across me at Gin Different. There's loads of local Shropshire food producers and you know, there's some from outside of town as well. So we're gonna introduce ourselves to everybody. We're going to get a real good feel of this. We're also making a vlog as well. So if you're listening to this thinking, I wonder what it really looked like, well, go to our YouTube channel, which is the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, of course. Give us a subscribe and take a look at the vlog that we're going to make. Right now, I'm watching Timmy record a vlog about tractors. I gave him the camera. I was like, off you go, do tractors. And that's what he's doing. So I want to say, before we get into all this, I want to say a huge thank you to the guys at Shropshire Festivals for inviting us and also being really nice. I walked in through the bottom gate where all the staff come in, and the girl on the gate was like, I know who you are. In you come, guys. We got welcomed in with open arms. So thank you very much. And we're going to go and shove our mic in people's faces. That's what we're here today. They did offer us the opportunity to have a marquee here today. But I wanted to walk and get the real feel for it. So we have got microphones on foot. So we're going to be doing the awkward thing today. But there are so many people here that we know. I don't think it's going to be that awkward, to be honest. We'll try and get in some of the talks and some of the some of the guest speakers. See if we can get a little bit of that. Obviously not too much because that's what people pay for. But it's going to be fun. Follow me. Let's do this. Hello, how's it going? My name is Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, and we're going to be covering the event today. Go around speaking to a lot of people. What is it you've got here today?
So we are launching our Anytime, Anywhere Engineers project today. It's in association with the Royal Academy of Engineering and the National Farmers Union, who are just over there. And basically, I work for High Impact, and we're helping to deliver the project. So it's to engage students in agricultural engineering. So with us today, we've got our VR headsets. So with some of our partners, including Harper Adams University, we've taken 360-degree photos of the facilities that they have in their places of work, and we are showing those to the public that they might not normally get to see, and see how engineering has a very integral part within agriculture in the current
It's
climate.
a really interesting concept because when it comes to agricultural farming, people think of it's all farm or McDonald's, but there's a lot more to it, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we've got stripped down tractors in repair bays, we've got drones, we've got completely autonomous fields, and we look at the future of agricultural engineering. The future agricultural engineers might not even be engineering on this planet. So it's taking those qualities and taking them further.
Fantastic. And so this is something that's been tried and tested, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Around the world or just locally?
So we've worked with projects all over the world. So we've worked with the research ship Sir David Attenborough.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
amazing.
we were allowed exclusive access to the ship, and we took 360-degree photos, and at the naming ceremony we had our headsets there and people could see what the ship was like on board, because obviously it was completely off limits to the public. They got a view from the bridge, so they could see out what the captain would see as it was sailing around the Antarctic and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we've used this technology to just help people connect with those.
I love the idea of technology and agriculture coming together.
Yeah.
because it's not something you usually put together in a
that's
sandwich.
The whole
right?
point of the Anytime Anywhere Engineers project is that we engage with the students and engage with children to understand that it's not, a farmer in a field with a pitchfork. It is, some of I was speaking to some people who built tractors, and some of the equipment that goes into tractors cost more than my car. It was just ridiculous, the technology that they were using. And the hands-free hectare at Harper Adams is completely hands-off. It's not been touched by human hands, and it's all autonomous robots and drones and surveillance to try and grow without actually requiring that human. But you need the engineers to make sure that those robots work.
Of course, yeah. Farming with robots. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? We definitely need to find out more about that. Thank you so much for chatting to me. How can people find you?
So they can find us online at highimpact.co.uk. Or they can look for Anytime Anywhere Engineers, just to put it into a Google search, and they'll be able to find us.
Fantastic. Thank you for chatting to me, and I hope you have a great day today.
Thank you very much. You too.
Hello, I am Alex from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, and today we're going to be covering the event. So, I understand how important agriculture is, especially the future of agriculture, especially when it comes to like irrigation, automated crops, and all those sort of things. Would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hello, yes, I'm Sam Wayne. I'm a senior lecturer at Harper Adams University, and I'm in charge of lecturing robotics at the university, and I brought a couple of robots along just to show people what they're capable of and what the difficulties are with robotics as well.
Yeah, very cool. The cool little things. Where does this come from? The idea of using robots with food, with farming, where did that come from?
So what we need is to automate farming, because we really need to reduce our reliance on human manual labour. So we're looking at robots to do picking tasks, and we're also very interested in organic farming, so robots can put in the time to selectively harvest and mechanically weed, which is a very labour intensive task. So these are items that we are particularly looking at Harper Adams.
How fast are these things developed then? Because every time I turn on the news, it seems like they've made another advancement in AI, or a robot that can. It seems like that Spider-Man thing that can jump from building to building now. It's scary, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the history of robots really was in the automotive industry back to the 1950s, and that was fairly easy because every car and every piece of metal is the same. The difficulty with food is no two pieces of food are the same. So really the advancement needs to come in artificial intelligence to be able to recognise food, whether it's ripe or not, or whether it's squishy or too large or too small, and sensors. So what I'm showing at the festival is there's a robot which is picking and trying to put olives onto a pizza, but it doesn't have the sensors for it. So I'm also showing on the right-hand side what a sensor would be capable of doing, but as you can see that the robot does struggle when it can't actually see what it's doing. It's a bit like wearing boxing gloves and being blindfolded without having that AI. But the developments of AI are certainly coming into the forefront now, and they are helping us to make more intelligent robots perform better as well. Yeah.
Now, as a lecturer at Harper Adams, and technology moving forward all the time, does it make your job more difficult? Because obviously things changing every year. There's something new for you to teach your students.
Absolutely, but that's why we're in lecturing, because we never stop learning. I love it.
Yeah.
So every year there's new technologies. Students come to us with new ideas and new technologies, and we have to learn it, and we learn it in collaboration with the students. We're not the masters of all of the technology. Really, we're opening the doors for the students, and it's the students who show us the way a lot of the times, but we work hand in hand with all the new technologies. Certainly with deep learning and new advances there, it's something that we're constantly looking into more and more.
My wife was my kids started year 2 yesterday in school, and she was looking at the curriculum, and she was like, oh my god, they're doing coding on computers. We never did coding. And I was like, yeah, well, that's how they're doing things now. The kids, they started them very young with coding, because it all goes hand in hand, right? Coding, technology,
absolutely.
The internet.
Yeah. And I think if you learn how to write code, it gives you a really good insight into robots and machines, and how we can develop things in the future. So I think learning coding from an early age is a really good skill to have. Just like learning how to fix a bike, coding should be as important as that.
and having one of these guys as like a scarecrow in a field as well, that'd be pretty cool. I think this is all just really cool. I mean, I was just talking over there about the drones and the application of technology with farming. I just think it's fascinating. It really is, because you think of farming as the old-fashioned Farmer Giles in a field with a pitchfork, but it's not, is it? All this information now that's good.
Well, yeah, another of the things that I'm demonstrating is a mobile robot, which is in the centre, which is just showing the basic use of sensing, and it knows where it is, so it's got GPS as well. And the idea is there that the robot can work all through the night. It can just find slugs, get rid of slugs organically, or it can find weeds. So really it's there to help the farmer, and farmers are really interested in cutting costs. And I think once they come around to the fact that technology can do the work for them while they're asleep, then we've won them over.
So you've basically created like a guard dog for crops, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
A tireless one.
Yeah, so we develop mobile robots at Harper Adams. We change tractors so they can be autonomous tractors. They can seed and weed. They can find pests, and they can monitor the crops. And they can tell the farmer in the morning if there's been any particular problems, or where needs particular treating, or if there's a fence down, or even if there's a sheep that's disappeared as well.
It's both really exciting and really scary at the same time. Do you get a lot of people like that come to you and be like, this is just, I'm dumbfounded, you know? There's a lot of, do you find that a lot, especially with the old generation, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the knee-jerk reaction is robots are going to take jobs. But we don't want people to lose jobs. Yeah. We want people to reskill. So we've got a picking and placing robot here, which could be used in the food industry. Well, yes, that could do the job that a person could do, but we still need people to look after the robots, to provide the foodstuffs to the robots, and to move the foodstuffs on. So I think people's jobs will be more reskilled and more intellectual. And what we've got over here was we also have a drone, and the drone has been used for sheep herding as well. Now, how we herd the sheep, what we do is we looked at the behaviour of this, and rather than scaring the sheep like a sheepdog might do, the sheep learn to like the drone because the drone always leads them to food. So we have a drone, and the sheep actually follow the drone because they always know it'll lead them to food. So they're not scared of the drone anymore. So that's a new way of herding.
Like helicopter using the blades.
No, that is done in some countries, but no, the drone is a friendly, and we are very keen on animal behaviour. We have robot milkers at Harper Adams. Now, they have been around for some time, but it's very interesting when we talk to the cow behaviourists who say you've got to train the animals to like the machine.
Yeah.
Same way with humans, really. We're always going to be a bit wary of new technology, but we just get there and we learn to work with it.
It's another interesting thing as well, is how animals deal with technology, cars, with things like this. I genuinely, this really happened, right? 3 weeks ago, I was coming home from work, and I had to stop at a zebra crossing for a cat. A cat used a zebra crossing.
Wow.
I saw it, and I don't know if it was a coincidence, but you do wonder how they're going to behave. I mean, something like that could stress a cow out, and it could cause problems. But I mean, obviously, you guys have done a lot of work, and it is very, very exciting. I mean, how quick can this guy go with the food selection?
Yeah, so what's happening here, so we've got a little robot arm which is picking olives and putting it onto a pizza just by way of demonstration. Yeah. It's only running at quarter speed, so it's very slow, but it's there just to make people stop and look. It's not great at this job. You'll see that it'll miss some of the olives, and it doesn't even know that it's missed some of the olives, and some of the olives it just crushes, so it's not a great
It's like an old man.
Yeah. But what we're demonstrating here is if we just have a simple sensor, so we obviously need some sort of olive sensor on this robot. Yeah. So we're showing that engineering isn't just about programming something to pick and place, but it's also using sensors, which could then go into the AI, which needs coding. So really all this robotics engineering needs everything from mechanical, programming, sensors, and the knowledge of artificial intelligence.
I'm trying to get this guy on camera putting an olive down. He's very camera shy. I was trying to do it before. Here we go. He's got the olive. He's putting it on the pizza. He's going to choose a space where there isn't one. Is that part of the program? Hey, look at that. That's fantastic. When it comes to young, obviously Harper Adams is an application for older children, university level. If this is something that your child's getting into at a young age, and you can see that's the path they're going down, what advice would you give to parents to kind of nurture that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was nurtured from an early age, and what I would always say is always encourage your kids to, if they want to take things apart, let them take them apart. That's how I learned. You learn sometimes by taking apart, sometimes breaking things, but that's the way we live and learn, and you just evolve in that way. So just encouragement, computers, programming, video games, do they spend too long on the video games? Well, it depends. If they're starting to learn a bit of coding, if they're starting to learn a bit about the algorithm of the game, there might be more to it than you might see. So it's always just encouragement in whatever they're interested in.
And my kid likes Roblox, but there's lots of parts of Roblox where you're building things and you kind of use it. There's one where he builds his own factory.
Yeah.
The more stations he builds in his factory, the more money he makes.
Yeah.
He's understanding economy and stuff.
Yeah.
Hidden. It's very clever.
So we just have to re-skill ourselves as adults, I think, to understand that the younger generation, we think of them just playing games, but with Minecraft you can program that. They actually have it in schools as well. They have programming lessons in Minecraft and Roblox. Wow. They're all sandbox games, they're all flexible, so I think there's a lot there, very inspiring for the young generation.
Thank you so much for chatting to me
My
today.
pleasure.
I was a bit worried, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be really hard because it is difficult to talk about something you don't know anything about, but I think you're brilliant at explaining yourself, which is why you're a lecturer, is why you do what you do. Right?
There's nothing that can't be explained here.
Yeah.
So don't be shy on ever asking about how robots work, because that's our job to explain it to absolutely everybody.
What I would say about this guy picking up olives and putting it on a pizza is a very fascinating thing to see, but don't worry guys, your job at the pizza counter on Asda is safe for now, because imagine how long it would take to put a whole pizza together. But I think it's amazing. Thank you for chatting to me.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, and I do believe you're at Mile of Smiles.
Yeah, I was. That was a good gig.
It was fantastic. A great day.
Free.
Free for everybody. Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
I'm Julia Dean Richards, and I live in Snail Beach in near Shrewsbury. Wonderful place.
Wow.
Moved here about 12, 13, 14 years ago.
It's a great place to move to.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've moved from the Black Country, so these guys here from the Black Country are kindred spirits. So, but I like the Shropshire Hills, and it's a great place to do arty things.
I was just at Bloom Studios with Kerry Jones yesterday. I've spoken to Cherie Gerard recently. Artists, poetry, writers, musicians.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're bringing in talent here from the Black Country as well, because it inspires. It's infectious, isn't it?
Definitely. So I run a charity called Arty Party.
Nice.
And it supports adults with learning disabilities to be creative in whatever way, so express and explore and project their creativity. So we do dance, drama, film. The films go all over the world. We're award-winning in several different countries.
Wow.
Where
can people find out information about that then?
So we're on Facebook.
Yeah.
If you look up Arty Party Telford, there is we work in Telford and in Shrewsbury. There's a logo designed long ago by one of our members. We're a membership organisation, and one of our members drew this wonderful blue cat. So we use that as our logo.
Nice.
So you'll recognise the blue cat.
Yeah. When it comes to poetry and art and what you guys do, do you agree that's really important as almost like a journalistic sort of kind of log taking? It's like therapy, right? You can help people get through life.
Yeah, I guess it's one way of expressing yourself, and you don't have to be part of a group to do it. There's different aspects to it. There's the getting out and reading it with people, but there's also the sitting alone at night or something, and feeling a bit low about something, and then just being able to sort of put it in words. It doesn't have to rhyme. Just get it down there, and you can work at it later. That's a craft, working at it and getting to the nub of what you're trying to say to people. But getting it out of your system in the first place is a journey.
I imagine. We spoke to Ellis Unchained at Mile of Smiles, and he was extremely inspirational. I mean, the stuff that he'd been through and how poetry had helped him change his life. It was just one of those situations where I was just blown away by the power of this thing, because it really does have a lot of inspiration for others as well, because it was somebody told him about poetry and he was struggling with PTSD, and it's because of that inspiration. So you're probably going to inspire some others today, tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's right. It works all ways. So I've always written poetry since I was a tiny little girl, and I was brought up in a beautiful place, very similar to Shrewsbury, Buxton in Derbyshire, in the hills. And there's a lot of kind of trapped spirits there. I could spend my days dressed in zany clothes and wandering around the hills and around the parks there. It's very similar. So it was a nice place, safe place to grow as a poet and a creative. But then from that, then there are communities out there that you meet because of your poetry, which again is great for mental health, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, and it works all. And then you come across you go through traumatic times in your life. I went through breast cancer and treatment and everything, and
scary time.
I never had a trouble expressing myself, and possibly making it a little bit easier for other people by writing a poem about it.
I got invited to a poetry slam by local poet Tim Dawes. He's a good friend. I haven't seen him for a while actually. I need to get in touch with him. But he invited me to a poetry slam, and I'd never been to poetry slam, and I was shocked by how expressive poetry was. People that they would talk about all sorts.
Yeah.
Whether it's sex, whether it's trauma, whether it's violence,
definitely.
they go straight into it. It's very candid, and I love that. I think it's a beautiful art.
Definitely, and it's a way of condensing an idea. So that you don't have to write loads and loads of words, loads of prose, which can be a bit scary for people. It is just getting to the nub of something.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes the less is more. So different. But I also run a venue, co-run a venue, Community It in Good Hands, which is on the Frankwell roundabout.
Oh, okay.
So by day we're a community sitting room with a little cafe inside there, but it's encouraging people. People don't have to rush off after the coffee. People sit around and chat, get together. So it's about community.
We need to keep in touch then, because I can come around with some microphones, talk to people, and
totally do that. In the evenings, on sort of Fridays, Saturdays, and sometimes Tuesdays, we're a music cafe. So we run live music events. Starts at 8:00. It's not a late night thing, So
nice.
Again, it's encouraging the community. We do open mic nights. We have Revolution Grooves there, which is like vinyl and all sorts of stuff going on. So Just getting the community together, and we're going to do spoken word stuff up there, poetry and.
I did a bit of poetry on a podcast once, and apparently I'm not that bad, so maybe I can write something clever.
Yeah, because the thing is, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Nobody's judging, and everybody likes something different. So, some people do it to music or whatever.
This is just a beautiful setting. I'm glad I spoke to you today.
Yeah, and you.
We'll keep in touch, and I'll come by Frankwell and see what you guys do.
Yeah. I've just mentioned my co-director Tessa Kirk, who's been up there for a long time. So we're working hard together.
Well, thank you for chatting to me.
Okay.
Thank you. I hope you have a great day, and I know you're here tomorrow, so hope the weekend goes by and it stays dry. Let's hope that.
Absolutely. No, it's going to be beautiful this afternoon.
Yes, we hope so. Right. Thank you for chatting to me.
All right, Thank you very much.
Hello, my name's Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. We're here today we're here all day really, just talking to whoever's taking part, because we've had 18 months of doing nothing. Now people are allowed outside, so let's do what we can to sort of sample the atmosphere. Would you like to introduce yourselves to our listeners?
My name's Brendan Hawthorne. I was made Poet Laureate at Wednesbury in 2014.
Wow.
And I've got several books published and published internationally as well. And also a musician, songwriter.
Fantastic. Where does this all begin for you? I mean,
to be quite honest, it was about getting over dyslexia, believe it or not,
That's fantastic.
or working with dyslexia. As dyslexics, any dyslexics who are listening to this will know that their brain often works a lot quicker than their communication skills and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I just started writing poetry because it was a shortened form of expressing my written work, rather than trying to write novels and things like that, where I have trouble with remembering plots and stuff like that.
I feel like with poetry, it can be like, I mean, you're the expert, but I feel like you have to be so impactful with such short words. You know, and is that the power of it? Is that what's so great about it?
The first bit of advice I was given when I started performing poetry was, if you haven't got an audience by the end of your first line, don't bother with the rest of the poem, because you need to have that impact exactly so.
Yeah.
And that way you encourage the listener to step into your world for that duration. So.
Yeah, you got to really draw people in.
Yeah.
Is it a bit like stand-up? You know, you kind of have your bad sets, your good sets, you learn from them both, or is it just? I mean,
I think you learn as soon as you go out to perform anything as part of entertainment. It is no longer about you; it is about your audience.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, you have to be flexible. There's been many times where I've put a set together and timed it, only to turn up at the venue and completely rip it apart and start again. And I think you have to judge audiences. Does an audience want to be entertained? Do they want to be put into a thought-provoking mood? And basically you go from there with it.
Yeah.
You assess, and sometimes you still get it wrong. We are human. But I do try and mix spoken word up, so it's a bit like if you go to a concert where you might start off with a fast piece and then slow it down a bit in the middle and build it up again at the end, give people a journey.
I feel like sometimes with me, I mean, I've been doing this for a few years now, and I used to write reams and reams of notes to do this, speaking on microphone and stuff, but now I don't do that because I feel like it hinders me.
Yeah.
I went for an audition at the BBC a couple of years ago to do on the radio, and I wrote down this story because they said, you got to have a story that's a minute long, and I was like, I got this story about how I stole a handshake from the mayor. Okay, told it a million times. Thought I'd write it down to try and time it, make sure it lasts an hour. Got there, the lines just went blurry.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that happen a lot to you?
Yeah. I mean, one of the big problems with me is my memory is really poor, and it takes ages to jump anything into a long-term memory. And that's been the case all my life.
I guess it's a double-edged sword then, isn't it, really? Because with the dyslexia, even though it's your words, it's written down, struggling to read it with the bad memory.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're just a pro out and out then. You're just kind of like, even though we've got all these challenges, I got there and I just nail it.
Do you know what? I don't see anything as being negative. I think, I am. This is not a sort of a big-headed thing to say, because this is about being in my world. But I'm blessed with the imagination that I have.
Yeah.
And if I need to get it over to the audiences, then I have to use whatever means I have that are comfortable for me.
Fantastic. I'm really pleased I spoke to you today.
Oh, bless
Can you
you.
tell our listeners how they can find your work?
Yeah, if they just go to my website, which is www. And it's Brendan Hawthorne, so that's BrendanHawthorne.org, and they'll find all the details there.
Thank you very much for speaking
Pleasure.
to me today. I hope you have a great day.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Kerry Halford, so I work with Brendan on the musical side of things. We formed a duo called So It Goes. So my background is a little bit different from yours. I kind of grew up around performers. My parents were semi-professional performers, so I kind of grew up backstage and rose in.
It's amazing, isn't it? Like, I speak to so many artists that have been around music. It just kind of gets absorbed in, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it's always been part of your life.
Absolutely. Didn't do anything for ages. And then one day Brendan walked into my day job for a meeting with one of my colleagues, and I asked him if he would like a cup of tea, and he went, yes, can you sing?
Nice. It's a very forward way of starting a conversation.
And it took about 12 months to convince me, but yeah, we've been together about 10 years now, working together, just working on our latest album at the moment.
Fantastic.
So,
Are you going to be performing today?
Yes, we are. Yeah, glad to be back out actually doing some live performance after so
18
long.
months. It's
It's probably our first one for 2 years,
It
isn't
is. It is.
Yeah.
Brush off the cobwebs. And,
Is this your first? This is your first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! This will be a special one then. You won't forget this one, will you?
No, we were actually trialling some of the new material as well, so that's a bit nerve-wracking as well for the first time.
Well, all the best to you guys.
Thank you.
Hope you have a great set and everything goes well today. And
Bless you.
I hope it stays dry. It looks like it could just blow over this, but thank you very much for chatting
Lovely
to me.
talking to you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Alex from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. Would you like to introduce yourselves and who you are?
Yeah, sure. So we're Cheer Unleashed. We're a local cheerleading company.
Yeah.
My name's Gabby. I'm the founder, and then this is my team.
Oh, fantastic. So you guys are local? You Shrewsbury, Shropshire?
Yeah, we're Telford. So,
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, at the minute we just operate out of Itsall School, so we're there in the evenings.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah, we do children and adults classes, so we do both.
Cheerleading as in what you see traditionally on the TV and the movies and stuff, or is it all about dance, gymnastics and stuff?
So yeah, it's gymnastic elements. We do things like we throw each other in the air and we catch each other, and then there's some dance jumps, a lot of gymnastic bits too, lots of flipping, lots of spinning. So yeah, it's good to get
Fantastic.
involved in.
How young do you guys start then with this?
Quite young, so we start from about 7 years old.
Wow.
And then our oldest members go up to over 30, so we cater for all different ages and abilities.
Oh, fantastic. When did this start? Is this fairly new then, or has it been going for a while?
No, we're really new. So I'm a personal trainer, and I've been doing that for 2 years, and now I love cheerleading so much. So my passion for that has made me start this cheerleading club. So that's where we are now.
It's not easy to make people smile and feel good about things. It's really not. It's a talent, right? So you've got to be good at what you're doing, or you got to love it, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's about
you have
passion,
to love
right?
it. Yeah, you've got to enjoy it, and you've got to be able to get on stage and just have fun. So that's what it's about, having fun.
When it comes to being smiley and happy and feeling floaty or whatever you guys do on a bad day, you know, everybody has bad days. How do you get through it? Is it the music? Is it your comrades? Is it what? How do you get through a bad day doing this?
Well, you've got each other. Like, it is very much a team sport. So if one of you's having a bit of a bad time, you need to pull that person up and then help them out so that you can help each other and just get better.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
So you guys are fairly new. Obviously, we're just going through this pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
So have you guys been training on Zoom or anything like that, or is it post-pandemic?
No, we're post-pandemic, so
Wow, amazing.
yeah, no, it's going really well because the restrictions have lifted. I wasn't able to open it until that point because I didn't want to
okay.
do it with restrictions. So now that that's lifted, we can all do stunts because that's a group thing. So
Yes, of course, yeah.
yeah, we can do it now. So it's good that it's recovering.
Well, tell people where you are and how they can find you guys.
Yeah, so we're on Instagram. So if you follow @CheerUnleashed, or you can phone us on 07872 067 920. And my name's Gabby. Just ask for me.
You guys are fantastic.
That's
We're doing vlogs as well, so we'll get some of your performances later.
Yeah,
Thanks
that'd be
for chatting to me,
great.
guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Cheers. Hello, I found Katy Rink from my Shrewsbury. How are you? You good?
Hi Alex, yeah, good, thank you.
I was like, do you want to do an interview? She was like, oh, do I have to?
Well, you know me, I'm camera shy and mic shy.
But you're very good at it, though. That's the thing. It's like a double-edged thing, yeah. And my Shrewsbury here at a festival like this, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because you're like the voice of Shrewsbury.
Well,
you do such a
we
great
are
job.
the voice of Shrewsbury, Alex.
I mean, there's so much to talk about, though, isn't there? So much going on here at the moment, and you know, after 18 months of sitting around waiting for the world to reopen, and now it's open, there's almost too much to talk about, isn't there?
Well, hey, it's amazing to see everyone out in force today. It's lovely down here. There's so much going on. It's great to see festivals back. We love it. So we're here today launching our subscriptions. Alex, a bit of a plug for the magazine there.
Yes.
But for the first time, you can have the magazine posted to you at home.
Nice.
And we're also sending people digital packages of content to keep them in the loop every weekend.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we're excited to share that today.
And you brought your team along with you today? Who have we got here today?
So anyone I could exploit or drag kicking and screaming to help me today. So this is Kathy, Tariq and George. Say hello, guys. Hi.
Hello, guys. Hello. I know that's like with Pod Aid. I'm like, can you just come and sit with me for 24 hours, please? Like, but yeah, I mean, you guys do such an amazing job. I'm so glad to see you doing the subscription thing and you growing, and because that's what we need, right?
You've got to try it. You've got to try it out. It's hard to keep it all going, but fingers crossed today we'll get to chat to people and tell them
But that's
what
what it's all about, though, isn't it? I mean, you're going to get people coming to going, I read your magazine, I really enjoy it, and that's the nice feedback.
Yeah, we've got a great front cover this time as well with the Doodle Boy. So I hope some children will pick it up and colour it in. Because
I was just at Bloom yesterday.
Lovely.
I was at Bloom chatting to Kerry. She's amazing. And such an amazing legacy they've got there.
100%, yeah. Doodle Boy was discovered by Kerry at Bloom, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
she was. Yes, he was. Yes. Along with many other people. I mean, we were talking, and she was saying there's an international sort of reach now because of Doodle, and this is what happens. You know, you find a great artist, and they inspire others, and then they inspire others.
Yeah,
you know.
And all the street art going on in town as well. It's amazing to
Oh, yeah.
see how much art is appreciated now in Shrewsbury, and I think that spurs people to try things out and to be more creative, and it all just is self-perpetuating. It's
Yes.
it's really good.
And what you're doing with especially with the covers with artists, you're giving them a license to go out there and show people what they do. So
Yeah,
thank you for that. No, it's really nice. I might throw my name down for a subscription because I think we need this coming to our door.
Hooray!
Sorry, my wife's sorted
We'll do
out.
your deal, Alex. We'll do your deal.
Yeah. Mates rates. Because I do need my finger on the pulse because there was a while there I was kind of like, oh my god, why didn't I know this was going on? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Where's this come from? It was just
So that's exactly what we're trying to do with the My Shrewsbury in the Loop. It's the digital subscription, so that we'll send you on a Wednesday a package of what's on for the weekend coming up.
oh wow.
And we're going to work with lots of local businesses to make sure you get some tasty offers, like priority tickets at Theatre 7 or discount tickets and restaurant offers, stuff like that. So you'd get it pop up in your inbox on a Wednesday. You don't have to go looking for it. There's no risk that you'll miss it on social media when it passes you by. So that's the plan. We're going to give it a try, see if people like it. And
Did you win a mug, Timmy? I just noticed Timmy's won a mug. Wow,
Hey, where'd
done.
you get that from?
From the kitchen depot. Well done.
Hurrah!
You can drink
You
your
go
tea
around
in that.
hoovering up the freebies.
Yeah.
That's my plan later. Only the edible ones.
Katy, thanks for chatting to me.
Yeah,
and I
lovely
wish
to
you all the
meet
best with this. Genuinely, I love you a bit. Love you to lot.
Thank
Love you
you.
lots.
Well, vice
There you go.
versa. Yeah.
And have a great day, weekend.
Thank
See you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
But if you were about to do a competition today, you should eat white bread.
But I'm not doing competition.
An athlete told me that. I don't know if there's any, but you know, he just said that.
They say that brown bread is meant to be healthier, but it's all lies. It's all lies, all carbs.
All
It's all
carbs.
Sourdough anyway.
Speaking to the microphone.
I prefer sourdough anyway.
I like a bit of sourdough.
Sourdough's great. Or
Pizza.
brioche.
Brioche. With chocolate in it. Brioche and chocolate. Sorry. Brioche and chocolate.
A pain du chocolat.
Man au chocolat.
He's a man of culture.
Hi guys.
That's mouldy bread. That's mouldy bread.
It's got bits in it.
Mouldy bread.
Mouldy bits.
Mouldy bits.
What about fruit loaf?
Mmm. Whole new thing.
Yeah.
Would it
Bar
pick
brief.
it up and just do that?
We can. That's definitely better. But I
We'll
mean,
go cheek to cheek.
let me introduce myself. So I'm Alex.
Sorry.
I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. So today we're going to be wandering around. We speak to everybody that's taking part today. Well, almost everybody. There's so many people taking part today. It would take me a whole year to walk around. We're only here for 2 days. So, would you like to introduce yourselves to my audience?
I'm Elmo Panic, and this is Yayan.
Hello.
Hello, and you're here with Panic Family Circus.
We are Panic Family Circus, yes.
Yes, I noticed that the little mini high top you got coming here, and I was like,
Yes.
wow, we definitely need to walk towards here and have a look at this. Where does this all start for you? Is this a new thing, an old thing? Have you been doing this for a long time?
A long time,
Yeah.
yes. It goes way back to my dad. Started up Panic Circus, doing puppets. Well, my granddad used to do puppets as well, just community stuff and whatever, started working with kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was at the folk festival last weekend. I spoke to Organised Chaos from Wales, KAOS, and they talked about how the circus and doing this is great for getting kids off the streets and teaching new skills and, you know, core energy. You've seen you're doing performing arts as well.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of everything with the circus, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, juggling. Just take juggling. There's evidence shown by brainy people with big foreheads that if you learn to juggle, it increases the size of your brain.
That's why I'm so smart.
Yes. Yayan juggles a lot.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I can do 2 balls, can't do 3. Never been able to master it. I don't know what it is.
We could teach you. We could teach you to do. Yeah.
You teach people how to juggle. That's
Yeah.
like teaching someone the meaning of life. I mean,
Expanding their brains.
yeah, very
As I
good.
said,
Making people brainy.
Very much intellectual.
Yeah.
So you're a youngling.
Yes.
How long have you been doing the circus? Has this been part of your life for a while? Have you just come into it? Or?
Working with Panic Family Circus, this is my, technically second year, but last year there wasn't much work at all.
No.
But I've just done a full season-ish, which has been really good. But I've been juggling for years before that. However many, like 6 years maybe. I taught myself. And then
You juggle with fire and chainsaws and stuff
I can juggle fire, and I've got knives. There's knives in the truck as well, yeah.
Oof.
But I'm studying at Circus Media in Bristol. It's a circus and performing arts BTEC.
I spoke to someone last week about that. About I was like, you can go to do a degree or you get a qualification in circus. That's great. Is that new?
So there's a degree that follows the BTEC, which has been around for about 20 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
The BTEC is relatively new, and I think it's one of maybe 3 in the UK.
Fantastic. I mean, a lot of the famous comedians and entertainers around the world start off with circus. I think Lee Evans was one of them, wasn't he? Was he circus? I can't remember. But
maybe. Makes me laugh.
Yeah. During lockdown, obviously, there's lots of skills, lots of dangerous things that you can do being part of a circus. How did you keep in touch with things when it comes to keeping trained? And
Yayan learned the slide trombone.
Yeah.
And I did some home education camp, so I'm lucky to live somewhere where there's a camping field by my house.
Oh, cool.
Set up the big top and invited a load of people to come and learn circus skills. So in small groups that were allowed, say in groups of 30.
So what do you guys offer with Panic Family Circus then? Because obviously this is like a hands-on thing today for the kids, I guess. And is this something you do? Is it typical for you, or do you do actual full circus shows as well?
We do clown shows, we do puppet shows, and we do lots of teaching circus skills.
Yeah.
So we do a bit of everything, and we do puppets.
And what's your favourite thing to do? What's your? Has everybody in the circus got to have their core thing that they're good at?
I love a bit of everything. What makes me giggle is Yayan trying to get me to throw clubs at him.
Yeah?
Yeah, and juggle to each other. It's quite funny.
Yeah, I do a lot of juggling, so juggling's my favourite thing, definitely.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, you guys are great. Thanks for chatting to me.
That's all right. Thanks for having us.
I just saw you making those big bubbles, so you guys will obviously see these guys up and down the field. Where can people find you on social media? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, Panic Family Circus, got a Facebook page, we got a website. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for chatting to me. Have a great day. Yeah,
Thank you.
Great. Right, hello. So I'm Alex. We were chatting on email, weren't we, about doing this. Would you like to introduce yourself to my listeners?
Certainly, thanks Alex for this opportunity. So I'm Caroline. I'm from Hunkington House Kitchen, based on the outskirts of Shrewsbury. And I am so excited to be here at the food festival.
It's really nice. And we were like, what, Hunkington House? What? I don't think. What is Hunkington House?
So, I've always wanted to teach classes, and I've been on so many different baking classes, cooking classes, and then we decided to move house in 2017, found Hunkington House. It's got such an amazing kitchen. It's huge and it deserves to be filled with people baking, but also having a good time and, of course, friends with a drink. So I was thinking of a business name and I didn't want to be known just for cakes. So I just thought, I love the sound of Hunkington House, so why not be Hunkington House Kitchen? Yeah. So that's the story behind that.
I love homemade sort of businesses and where they come from, especially when it's to do with food, because I've spoken to a few chefs over the years and stuff, and speak to people like Adam Purnell and people, and it's always about the fire of the food and the kind of, that's a social aspect of it, isn't it? It brings people together, right?
Totally, and I think that's why. My friends laugh because I say I'm a bit of a cake snob, but I think I've been spoiled with my mum and my nan, always making homemade stuff. And I think for me, there's something about making something fresh. It excites me that a few little ingredients, you could make something special, so simply as well. And I think for me, it's all about experimenting, having some fun. And I think that's the thing with the classes that I want to do. Like, ever since COVID and lockdown, it's all been on Zoom.
Which isn't the same, isn't it? You can't get the smells of the kitchen or the...
You can't. I've had so many people join and have such a good laugh.
Yeah, of course.
And I think now that I can do in-person classes as well, it's amazing, and honestly, I can't wait.
Well, I mean, the listeners at home can't see the big smile on your face. Look how happy you are. Looks like you were born to do this. I mean, have you always been a baker? Is this something you've always done?
So, great question. For me, I think I've always baked with my nan and my mum, and my nephew and his girlfriend are here today helping me. But my nephew, whenever he used to stay, he'd have to make cupcakes. So I think it's awesome that, when I'm teaching cupcake decorating today here, but I think I've baked from a young age, and I think that it must have been about 13 years ago, my husband bought me a KitchenAid. And because it was too big to go in our tiny kitchen at the time, it stayed out. And the baking has just grown and grown and grown. And must admit, I'm a bit of an addict for classes myself.
Yeah.
But I think it's down to the fact that you can do, not only are you learning something, but for me it's an escape. And you go and meet new people. And I think that's what I'm all about. So, in fact, I can now do it myself. And people can come to me. It's amazing. So exciting.
Well, we just got a tail end of one of your classes now, and one of the ladies that just made petals and put roses together for her. She looked so happy. She was really genuinely like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that.
I know, and I think that's just it. So many things are simple, but she's just said now, she's got a young girl and she hasn't got the time at home to do it. She's just come here. It was a birthday present off her husband.
Nice.
And she said the fact that she was surprised that she's done it, but also that I can supply all the stuff and show somebody, and I think it's just lovely that you take the time out for yourself in order to do it. I think that's what I'm all about. I do like to talk a bit too much, so I think that's...
No, it's perfect. If you're going to teach classes, you can't be like, so this is a cake.
Yeah.
You gotta sexify it a bit, a bit of excitement and a bit of charisma, and that looks like what you've got right there,
And it's lovely what you've just said about, how excited I seem, because I've written a blog recently that this is how I found my sparkle. Because I think for me, I need to be around people. I love meeting people and I love teaching this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, I've taught things before in my other job, but this is what I love.
Yeah,
I really, really do. And I think for me, this is ace.
Baking has got. I'm from a family of bakers. My dad and my stepmom in Ireland have been bakers for years and years and years and years, and they'd have to get up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning to prep for the bakery and then get all the bread made and stuff. So I know what it's like. It's like it's something that's built into you, right?
It is. Yeah. Honestly.
It's incredible. So we're here at Shrewsbury Food Festival. And what are your thoughts on this? It's just phenomenal. It's so busy.
Oh, it's amazing. And the weather, the sun's come out.
The sun's just come out now.
Yeah.
Your niece and nephew gave us a chair to sit down, because I was like, we've walked miles, we've been everywhere, And as we sat down, the sun came out, and I nearly fell asleep, I tell you what. And Timmy, you very graciously gave him a cupcake, and
Bless him.
I think he needs a sugar rush right now, because he's like, I'm hot, I'm tired.
Bless him. But it's good. But I've got my children here today, and they don't want to get up early on a weekend.
I'm watching one clean the table as we speak. Amazing. Great job. Great job.
She does like to organise things. She is a good one. So yeah.
So how long ago was Hunkington open then?
Since 2018.
2018.
Yeah. So I advertised classes. I started this after taking voluntary redundancy from a HR role, and so I advertised the classes, and only people I knew booked, and I didn't appreciate then that people need to know, like, and trust you. And I think for me, coming to the food festival, I wanted people to get to know me.
Yes, of course.
Talk to me and just see what I'm about, because I think investing in a class, you want to know who you're going to be with. So I do like to talk and I do like to meet people. So I think this for me was just a perfect opportunity. And somebody said last night when I did a live, it looked like the little bake-off tent.
It does, yeah.
And I do, I love
right,
it.
yeah, it really
I think
does.
It's ace. And I just think for me, just getting the chance to talk to people and meet people is
This is the perfect place for it, because there's a little bit of everything here, and there's people that I can't believe how many people there are here. I'm just so shocked. This is our first time at the food festival, see? So I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the atmosphere. It's really, really good.
It's lovely. I'm a bit jealous about all the people walking around with a drink, though.
Yes, I'm thinking I'm going to go see Darren from Gin Different in a minute and inquire about purchasing a beer, possibly at some point.
Yes, I'll treat myself later.
How can people book onto a class and find out where you are?
Yeah, brilliant. So I've got a website. It's called Hunkington House Kitchen. If they want to follow me on social media, I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn and on Facebook. But on the classes, it'll just come under the different options, whether it's Zoom or in person. And if they've got a group of friends and they want a laugh, they can just contact me and we can do a private group. And the in-person classes are only 3 or 4, so it's,
Oh, it's very intimate, yeah.
It is, yeah, it's really, really good. And honestly, I'd love to hear from anybody.
Amazing. And a big shout out to the Marches Growth Hub as well, because they put this together, didn't they?
They did.
What's the silver entrepreneur thing?
Silverpreneurs, it is.
Right,
yeah. And fair play to Chris, I contacted them. So the Silverpreneurs are for people in the SY postcode and over 50. And I'm delighted to say I'm in the over 50 club.
Hey, fantastic.
Yeah, so,
you don't look it, not at all, not at all.
But yeah, so Chris got us in touch, and I'm honestly delighted with this opportunity. So thank you so much.
Oh, fantastic. That's really good. Yeah, they spoke to us. They were like, oh, would you like to speak to Caroline? I was like, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They're like, oh, and would you like to speak to us too? I was like, I'll think about it, guys. No, I didn't. I snapped their hands off. Thank you very much for chatting to me today. I hope you have a great time with these classes. You look like you're glowing.
I am.
Really
I'm glowing.
You really are.
Yeah.
You guys can't see over the podcast, but have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for chatting to me.
Okay.
Right,
thank you.
later, bye.
Bye.
Hello, I found another BBC guy. Folk Festival, it was Jim. Now it's Paul Shuttleworth this week. You
That's
guys are
right,
busy.
yeah.
You're busy.
It's great just to be amongst people. I mean, it's been a long time since you're able to see your audience having fun, enjoying themselves. And as much as I've loved some of the elements of doing things virtually, just to see people with their picnic blankets, their dogs, their families, just having a bit of fun, enjoying great food, and getting to support local businesses as well, because it was always going to be interesting to see how many local businesses survived this, came through the other side and carried on doing it, because so many people have diversified, changed what they do, done things online, and it is amazing to see an event like this on such a popular day. The weather's kind of perfect, we're not sunburned, we're not drowned, it's just nice that you can kind of enjoy yourself, be amongst people, but also be secure that you can be far enough apart not to feel intimidated or uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
And I think the blend, and I think what this will do as well is instill a bit of trust in events, and the fact that you can go and that they can be socially distanced and they can be fun and you can be amongst people safely, because I think it's always going to be a doubt for somebody. It's been, for some people, almost 2 years since you've had this many people in an area like this, and it has changed the way events are planned and go ahead, but I think it's just fantastic to see so many people having fun.
I think Beth and the guys from Shropshire Festivals are absolute trendsetters from across the country. I mean, people are looking at what's going on here and going, well, they can do it, we can do it too.
When you look at what the county's done and how it's led, I mean, they were the first to do the drive-in movies during lockdown, where you could watch them for the comfort of your own car, which on the date they did the first one was one of the biggest events in the country that was happening at the time. And they're always thinking of new things and the next thing and what's coming up, and not just settling back and doing the same old thing. And as much as it pains me to say, I think we've kind of benefited from having a year off, because a lot of the events that we have in the county are every year at the same date, and you get into a bit of production line of the folk festival, the flower show, then there's stuff in Newport and everything that goes with it.
But
having had a year out, now we're coming back and like, this is new, it's fresh, it's different, it's exciting, and it's great that people can embrace these events as something fresh, and it has that new sort of but almost reminiscent feel to it. And I think it's going to be great for the events calendar to see because all eyes will be on these early ones. There'll be vendors that aren't here, that aren't sure and want to see how things pan out, and I think it's a good sign that it can happen and be great fun.
Be very successful, we were speaking to Caroline from Hunkington Manor, Hunkington House. Just this tent here, and she was saying she's been about since 2018. This is one of the first times she's come to the food festival. But people are seeing her name, they're seeing the brand, and they're walking by. And I think you need festivals like this for small businesses to flourish, right? There's thousands of people walking past these names and seeing them.
It's to showcase your brand in front of footfall, and that's something that we haven't had. You know, it used to be if you wanted footfall, if you had a little exhibit stand in a shopping centre, thousands of people would walk past you. And now that's not the case. Our shopping habits have changed, the way we do things have changed. And events like this to allow vendors to get in front of customers and to try a new flavour of cheese. By the way, there's a guy in there that's doing horseradish cheese. Give it a go.
Is he the guy with the queue that's right out the door?
It's out of this world. But to try something new, what he needs is feedback from customers going, I love this, or it's a bit strong, or it's a bit this.
Course.
And developing products and getting feedback is something that a lot of our product developers have really missed, and it's great to be able to see them back.
Well, I'm very happy. I mean, I've taken some great pictures where you can see the masses of people up the quarry. It looks fantastic. So, and it's great to see you out there as well. I mean, it's great to see the BBC look sort of spreading out, doing their thing, and having fun with this.
Yes, exactly.
Because, the BBC could have locked down and gone, nope, we're going to put you in a bubble and we're going to keep you safe, guys. But no, you're out here.
And there are elements of cautiousness, obviously, for workers, for employers and for places, but you've kind of got to gauge how it feels, and it feels right to be here in front of people, entertaining and having fun.
Amazing. Thank you for chatting to me, and hopefully we'll see each other again at some events sometime.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alex.
Nice to chat to you, man. And I think we'll leave it right there. I like to keep these episodes kind of short. I don't like to go on too much. Sort of 40 minutes to an hour, whatever. So yeah, this is the end of part 1 of this podcast, of our coverage of the Shrewsbury Food Festival. I want to say a huge thank you to the guys at Shropshire Festivals. You guys are amazing. Not just for the weekend and the build up and the constant communication between you guys, but for everything you've done for me and the guys at the Shrewsbury Biscuit over the last year or so. You guys have been absolutely outstanding, and I really do appreciate it. And I love working with you guys too, because you're so happy, even in the most busiest of times. I see you guys and you're smiling, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening to the episode, and if you want to support the show, you absolutely can. All we ask for is for likes and shares and some support on social media if you don't do so already. You can check out our website as well, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. All of our audio is available on there, and you can play it straight from the website. You don't have to bother with apps and stuff. And you can find ways to get in contact with us as well if you ever want to chat to us, or you want to come on the show, or someone that'd be brilliant, or you have any suggestions. We're always open to suggestions, so definitely get in touch that way. Our website is brought to you by our sponsors, Web Orchard. They make amazing websites, they really do, and Pete is fantastic. The whole team are, in fact. And so if you need a website, make sure you check out Web Orchard, and they will help you out. Absolutely, they will. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. And we will catch you guys next time for part 2. Peace out.